So latency is a term that gets thrown around quite a lot. And essentially, we're looking at this measurement in milliseconds of a time delay between the transmission of data and when it's received. One thing to note, I suppose, and down the bottom of the slide, we've got this already, is that there are loads of terms that get chucked around for this, like latency, pings, lag is the one that you get a lot as well. And they're not the same thing, although they are really closely related, actually. And if we just discuss quickly the difference between those, and then we'll look at these reasons why latency could happen, or causes of it, if you like. So, latency, like I said, is that time delay between transmission of a piece of data and the receiving of it. Ping, on the other hand, is more of the action which is taking place. So we might ping another computer on a network, and that would be sort of the action of sending a set of data to that computer to test a latency, maybe. Lag is sort of a term which we would use for a particularly high latency, so a lag being caused by high latencies. Okay. In terms of specification, I think that latency is really the one that they're interested in you knowing about. Now, there are three causes of latency, and I think transmission latency, the top one there, is the most obvious. So the physical media that we're sending that data out onto can have an impact. So if we're sending it across a wireless network, for instance, that typically will have higher latencies than sending it across a wired network. So if you're really looking to lower your latency down, then a wired network will traditionally give you a lower latency. But we've got other causes of latency as well. So things like processing, and that we're talking about the actual time delays by data being processed by any hardware it goes through. So if it's going to routers or into servers or things like that that are doing something with it, then they may incur a time delay. The final one is this idea of propagation latency. So all of the sort of low-level logic gates, things like that the hardware is actually made up of, will have a latency associated with them. So the sort of time it takes them to actually go through the logic gates actually can cause latency as well. When those things add up, we get the total latency.